Hello guys, in this video we will be going to see how we can create an Amazon Cognito user pool, and then after how we can add authentication on top of our APIs to make it more secure, right? So that no one from public can access those APIs. So basically we will start with creating Cognito user pool. Then after we will see how AWS Cognito provides token like ID token and access token. Then after we will going to switch to the Python console and we'll see how we can add authentication on top of the APIs. Okay, so just for the sake of POC, I will be using FastAPI framework in Python, but definitely if you are using Flask, Django, or maybe any other form of framework, it is going to be same for everyone. Okay, so let's start with quickly creating an Amazon Cognito user pool. So if you see, like I already haven't test one user pool, but for the I think the purpose of this video, I will be going to create a new user pool. So it is kind of asking for which type of provide sort of authentication pool we want. So we are already inside the user pool and it is asking for Fed registered identity provider. So basically, let's say you wanted to enable like user can log in through their Google or maybe Facebook or Amazon account like that. So in that case you can take out this method, but if it is not so, you can disable this. Okay, then after it is asking for Cognito user pool sign in option. So basically kind of you are telling AWS that user can log in using their username, email or phone number. Okay, so what are the method that you wanted to allow? So for the sake of POC, I will be just allowing this username only, but usually we will use email. The reason being is like it is more secure in comparison to the username. Okay, and even in case of email, we don't need to manually confirm a user, but in case of username we need to manually confirm a user. So we will see this manually confirmation thing. Okay, so this username after done, then after I will click on next. Then after it is kind of asking for password policy, so I will keep this password policy as a default. Then after it say asking for multi-factor authentication. So basically, do you want to enable any OTP based sort of login or not? So we do have three options. First one is required, matlab it is like definitely user will be getting an OTP and then only can use login. Optional, and then after no MFA. So for the sake of POC, we will use this no MFA option. Then after it is asking for how user can recover account. So if we have selected like email, then it would be better to have email only method, but let's not like enable this option for now to make it more easier. Then after it is asking for self registration is allowed it or not. So basically if you ticked on this, a sign up option would be enabled on the login page. If you untick this, only login option is available, right? You can't sign up from that page only. So we wanted to do sign up as well, so I will click on this. Then after it is asking for allow Cognito to automatically send message to verify and confirm. Let's disable this for now as well. Then after it is asking for required attributes. So if let's say you want user to definitely enter their birth date, their email, family name, gender or any other information you wanted to receive, so in that case we can enable. But I don't think we need any sort of those attributes for now. So just let's I think move to the next step. So usually Amazon Cognito sends some email as well for confirmations type, like your email confirmation for those things. So it is asking for how would you want to integrate like SES, a simple email service, or you wanted to using it send email with Cognito. So this is basically an POC mode only. So we will go in that mode. But let's say if you are building this in production, please use this SES method only. This is the recommended one, and even this Cognito has some limitation as well, up to 50 emails, right? Then after you can modify this sort of I think from email address would not be able to modify. Then after I think basic configuration, let's keep. Then after asking for user pool name, so I will name it as video user pool. Okay, then after it is asking for if you wanted to add any Cognito hosted UI as well. So the benefit would be AWS Cognito by default given UI on which by clicking on that URL, basically we can open that page and we can sign up and log in on that page only. Okay, then after it is asking for Cognito domain or custom domain. So we don't have any custom domain as of now, so let's go in the Cognito domain only. So I will copy this only. It is checking for domain availability, so it is available. Then after it is asking for app client. So let's create an app client. So app client is basically, let's say you have some sort of users, okay, and on top and as an startup company or maybe as an production application, you do have multiple applications, right? An Android application maybe, or maybe some other sort of application. So different application can be registered as an app client basically. Okay, so I will name it as an my first application here. Okay, then after let's keep don't generate a client secret. Okay, then after allow callback URL. Okay, so callback URL is like, let's say you have added your credentials, then after you click on login, and after the login your credentials are success, like your credentials are verified, then after Cognito will redirect to some URL, right? So it would be URL of your application basically. So but as of now we don't have any URL, so I would be just adding the google.com. Okay, so after your successful login you would be redirected to the google.com only. Okay, then after app client settings, so if we wanted to like customize any settings as well, so definitely we can do that. So I think let's keep all those things as default, and then after click on next. I think then just we already verified all those things, so it is now creating user pool. Okay, so yeah, once this is done we can go inside this user pool. Then after we need to switch to app integrations. Inside the app integration you can see we do have app client that we have created. So my I think first is I have spelled it wrong, so but that is fine I think. So inside this app client we do have this hosted UI option. Okay, you have like we in the configuration when we are creating this Cognito user pool, we have clicked on we want to have an UI from AWS only. So that's the reason this option is enabled, and we do have this allow callback URL. So let's quickly open view hosted UI, and then after it is asking for username and password, but as of now we don't have any username and password. Okay, so what we will do, we will click on sign up, and let's for time being I will just this one. Okay, so I'm using test@123 as in password. So I will sign up, so we get an error. Okay, so I will explain you the reason. But if like the reason is we have used username, and username is not verified actually. Okay, so you can't log in basically, so that's the reason. So I will quickly go to the users, and if you refresh it you will be able to see we have this username auto created, right? And this is no as an email verified, no as in confirmation status. So what I will do, I will go inside this action and confirm this account. Okay, and after that confirmation if I open that UI again, okay, sorry, I have like yeah, then after I will again open this hosted UI. Yes, so if I open this as an again, you would be able to see I'm able to sign in, and I have redirected to the basically Google, right? So that's how this Cognito user pool is working, right? But the point is now to authenticate basically my APIs, I need some sort of token, that is basically JWT token. Okay, so if you know don't know what is JWT token, let's wait for a while, you will get the clarity. Okay, so as of now Cognito is providing us in code. In some scenarios we need this code as well, but for now let's use only JWT token only. Okay, so what we are going to do, we will be if you see it here, this I think we do have an option to ask AWS only to have to have token rather than code. Okay, so let's see where do we get that option. So I think here we are not getting that option. Client ID, access token, expiration, ID token, enable, pinpoint analytics, hosted UI customization, security. So not sure where do we get that. I think I'm missing that too as well. User pool properties, app integration, ideally should be inside the app integration only. Domain name, resource server, hosted UI customization. Okay, so let's go inside this, and then after inside this hosted UI we have this option auth grant types basically. So as of now it is code, but I will going to edit it and make it as an rather than implicit grant. Okay, so in that case basically this client would basically we will get access token and ID token as well. Okay, so I will click on save changes. I think the save changes are saved. Then after I will again open hosted UI. and as I have already logged in, so it has provided us this access token and then after ID token as well, definitely. So what I will do, I will quickly copy this and then after I will paste it here, right? So we do have an access token and we do have an definitely an ID token as well. So here we have ID token, okay, and then after we have expiration time as well. So let's say we wanted to make this expiration time a little lesser, maybe not exactly 60 minutes, right? 1 hour not, we wanted to make it 30 minutes, we can modify it from the Cognito user pool only. Okay, so let's do one thing, let's copy this access token only, okay, and I will show you one thing. So I will just create a little bit space so that I got clarity. I will copy this and I will go to this here, and sorry, I have opened this, so I will close this. So here is jwt.io. Basically you can see what is inside this token, okay. So I have pasted it. So we have two things inside this token. The first one is header and then after payload data. So header is basically tells ki how this token is kind of decoded and encoded. So what's the key exactly that is used. So that is inside this header information, and then after we have payload data. Okay. So inside this payload data, the important thing is this username, which is the username by which I have logged in. Okay. So this is in this way, by decoding this token inside your APIs, you will be able to see exactly the username. Okay, then after we have client id is again the id of this client that we have. So if I show you, yeah, this is starting with 4s only, right? Then after we have this JWT id, so it is a unique id again, some version from AWS side, and then after we have expiration time and issue date. So basically it is issued at current time. You can see this time as 1st of March 2:31, and you can see time as well, sorry, time as well, it is 2:33 only. Okay, then after we have expiration time, that is again after an 1 hour, so 3:31. Then after issuer is basically the Cognito, and then after my Cognito user pool ID, and scope is kind of phone email and phone OpenID email. Then after token use is access token, but I have, if in case I have pasted this ID token, it will be going to show this ID token as scope as token use, and sub is basically subject. So not always your username would be unique. So subject is the something that we got from AWS Cognito to individually verify an user, and it is sort of guaranteed from AWS Cognito that each user will have individual sub always, I mean unique sub always. Okay, so that's how we got the token. Okay, now let's move to the next step. Okay, so what is that next step is, what I will do, I will quickly jump over to the PyCharm. So here I have set up then basic application in FastAPI. So just imported the UVCon FastAPI, created an app, and then after created an API as well. So let's, for the time being, let's ignore this auth required. So I will be going to run this application. This application would be running on 8001 port. Okay. Yeah, so now the application has been started. If I go here, so you can see this, sorry, no, for the time being, so you can see this API is working fine, slash user, right? We do have slash user, and user information comes here, user information comes here. So basically this API is working kind of, I wanted to show. So that's the very basic fast API application. And if in case you are using any other like framework like Django, Flask, or maybe some another framework, it doesn't matter at all, you can definitely use this code only. Okay, so what I'm going to do on this API is basically I will be going to add an decorator. Okay, so you know what is decorator, I hope. That is very basic of Python. So decorator is like, before executing this API, this method will be called and get executed. Okay, so let's go inside this inside this decorator, and let's see what it is exactly doing. Okay, so now what it is exactly doing, so code is starting from here. So on the first step, we are kind of fetching authorization header from the request. Okay, so our expectation is ki that user will send the token inside the request header. Okay, so what we need to do, let's say if in case we wanted to send token, what we will do, we will go inside the authorization and just use bearer token and just paste it our token here only. Okay, so in this way kind of we are telling postman to send the token, and token I will be pasting out here. Okay, so we will come here later, but point is ki we are kind of accessing, we are kind of fetching token from the request whichever is coming. Once we got these credentials, so credentials we would be getting in form of bearer, and then after this token. Okay, so token would be this one only that we have from starting from EY to something and with BW, and then before that we have bearer. Okay, so we have to verify this token. Okay, so what I am doing is we already have a method auth dot verify token. Okay, and in that I am passing just token only. So basically I have split the credentials in two parts by using this space. 0 would be bearer and 1 would be taken, so sorry, token. So I have passed the token only. Okay, this method I have designed in such way, if the token is verified successfully, it will be going to give us the kind of it will work sort of return the function and give us the result. And if it is we got some error inside the exception, an exception would be raised and we would be getting HTTP 401 unauthorized on the postman. Okay, so what I will do first, I will just enable this auth required. So let us suppose I am hitting this API. Okay, so for now I am disabling this token. Okay, so we are not passing any token. So we would be sorry, my bad, I have not restarted the application. So we have enabled the authentication, but we are not passing any token inside this API. So we get details as unauthorized. Okay, this unauthorized is kind of sent by this only. That is quite good, right? Now we will see how we can pass the token. So what I will do, I will go here, I will just copy this token, then after again go to postman, inside this select the bearer token, just cut it and paste it. Okay, and then after picture is done. So I will go back here. Okay, so before that I need to we will go inside this token, the verify token definitely, but before that I think this auth is basically I need to verify my pool information. So I will quickly jump over to this only, and then after I will sort of pool ID would be this one only. Okay, and then after we do have client ID as well. Copy it, going to paste it here only. Okay, then after again stop the application, and then after run it. So if I send it, invalid character in header authorization. Okay, so might be I think yeah, I have passed and enter actually, so that's the issue. So we got this user information here. Okay, so now let's dig into this auth.verify token, what is inside it. Okay, so for creating this auth object we have passed pool reason, pool ID and client ID. So that's the basic information obviously we need. Then after let's quickly go inside this verify token. So we are doing three things, right? First one is we are kind of verifying it is an right JWT token or not. Okay, so let's say if you have passed here someone, so we get unauthorized, so it is this method would be getting failed. Okay, so definitely we would be raising this invalid JWT error only. So if I go here and print it and just refresh it, I mean rerun it, send it again. So we got this invalid JWT, right? So that's the reason this is kind of, by using this we are verifying if it is an correct JWT token or not, right? So I will remove this one, and that's it. After it should work. Yeah, it is working. So as a first step we are verifying it is an JWT token or not. So that's just an again library provided method to verify and token, get unverified header and get unverified claims basically. Okay, so if in case we got any error, it is kind of raised an invalid JWT error. That's the first thing. Second thing, get verified header. So for getting verified header, what basically what we are doing is from uh, the header. Basically from token, if you go here, we do have this header section. Okay, so we are kind of fetching these headers, and inside this header, wait, from this header we are using this kid. Okay, so this is how we get headers, and from the header we are accessing kid. From kid is basically the key which is used to decode this, which is used to encode this token. Okay, so we are verifying if that the key that we received inside the token is the correct key or not. Okay, so how do we get the list of correct key? That is from self.jwts. So what is self.jwts? So jwts is basically, if you see, we are kind of opening an url dot well-known.jwks.json. So AWS Cognito provide the list of keys that are kind of supported by that Cognito pool. Okay, so this is how we are getting this get JW2K. Okay, so let's quickly go back. So this is how we are verifying the token, and if in case that does not exist, so in that case we are unable to find a signing key that matches it, right? So this is how we are raising this, and then after we are getting sort of verified claims. So in the verified claims we are verifying the expiration time. So basically this is the expiration time, right? So if this time is lesser than time.time, so that means the token is verified. So raising token expiration error. We are verifying who is the issuer. So issuer is basically we are verifying with Cognito user pool ID basically. Then after we are token use. So if in case you are using ID token, then it would be ID, and if we are using access token, definitely it would be access only. So this is how we are kind of verifying this, and claims would be the information that we get as an unverified. So what I will do, I will go here and just print claims as well. So I will tell you how we can access that user information, like username or maybe the any other information as well, right? So I will go again here. So this is how you can see we do get sub, token use, scope, auth time, ISS, client ID, and username as well. So this username name could be important for us as an inside the API, right? So this is how you can authenticate or make secure your APIs. Definitely this could be done on AWS API gateway level as well. So that would be more better. The reason being is your request is not coming onto your lower layer. Basically, if in case your application would be running on EC2, right? And if someone try to kind of like just make sort of if you have an send, if that particular person sends so many of the requests, your EC2 consumption would get higher, right? So if we have done this authentication on API gateway, that would be the best, very best, right? So but again, to get this user information, we definitely need this. So this is how you can enable this. Okay, so if in case you do have any queries or question on this, definitely post it down in the comment section. I will be really happy to help you. Okay, thank you.